Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffy Kennedy, author of Epic Fantasy Romance. I'm here with my first cup of coffee. Excellent. Today is Monday, October 3rd. Here we are in October, last quarter of 2022. I'm not sure how that happened. Hope it's as beautiful of autumn weather there where you are as it is here. Uh, that way I don't feel so bad about gloating. Actually, yesterday was quite stormy. Not didn't produce much rain, but we definitely had some stormy weather. Feels very cool and autumnal, so it's nice, very cozy. So, big news for those of you who have been waiting to find out. I guess it's not really big news, but I finally have a working title for the secret movie project because I went back and forth with Agent Sarah on Friday. So a lot of times people ask me, how do I balance my self publishing with the traditional publishing? How do I handle that with my agent? And my agent, Sarah Younger of Nancy Yost Literary Agency, who's lovely, uh, she knows that I self publish and supports my self publishing efforts. Um, and I'm trying to remember if I told you all some news. I started thinking about that. We'll table that for the moment. I suppose it doesn't hurt to tell it twice. So, anyway, um, a lot of what I do is go back and forth with Sarah on ideas. And I say, this is something that I'm thinking about writing. And she'll tell me whether or not it's something she thinks she wants to take on submission. Uh, and also, some of that has to do with market timing. Like, there's one book that she suggested I hold off on for now because this other idea feels more timely. So I emailed with her on Friday and said, okay. She congratulated me on the release of Shadow Wizard because she got the email. She didn't say if it was BookBub or Amazon, but love how they do that. She got the new release announcement in her email inbox and congratulated me. And I said, speaking of getting that book out, I'm going to start a new thing. And do you want me to start this secret movie project, which is the one she wants to take out on submission? Or I also want to write this holiday novella. And she said that she wouldn't be able to get to read the new project until December because she has her reading schedule because she has other clients besides me. I know. How is it possible? um, so she said, go ahead and write your novella first, which means I'm actually going to have my holiday novella done like before Thanksgiving. I'm hoping it'll only take me a couple weeks to write. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing this standalone because nobody else could do the anthology this time. And that's fine. Um, so I'm just going to do this. I haven't decided on a title yet, but it will be Jack and Stella's Wedding at Feast of Moranu at Windroven. It may not have a plot, you all. It may just be like a little sugar plum of a holiday novella where we can bring the gang together again and just have basically a Christmas wedding that isn't Christmas. Faux Christmas, but it'll be a full year since the long night of the crystalline moon that kicked off the Heirs of Magic series. So I like the symmetry of this, and I think it'll be a good palate cleanser just to write like a happy wedding. Um, and who knows? Maybe a plot will emerge. Maybe there will be some sort of conflict. I don't know. Stranger things have happened. So then, once that's done, then I will write this book, which we came up with working title because Sarah, Agent Sarah, referred to it as the Bandits book as we were going back and forth. So the Bandits book it is. Um, and I'm mulling that over in the back of my mind while I write my little sugar plum of a holiday novella for you all. Um, Wizard release has been going great. Uh, I've got a fabulous gushing review on a Reddit thread that I probably won't read for you all. I'm trying to remember what I said on Friday. Hang on. So, great advantage of having the transcript is I can look up what I talked about. Um, it's, what is time? Who am I? So, I got this wonderful gush of Shadow Wizard. I'll link to it in the show notes. I'm not sure you all need me to read it to you, although I'm tempted. But this gal called it, she says, Shadow Wizard is pure fantasy romance magic. And I love that about it. And she says, she talks about that she started with Dark Wizard and that it ended up being her favorite read of the year, which I love. She says adult fantasy romance, political machinations, fantastic world building, intelligent female characters, steamy scenes, and cool magic system. I feel like this is just so my brand. It's like everything that I try to do. Um, and so, but she really wrote up a great gush on this thing. Um, I love this. She says, one thing I loved about Bonds of Magic is that the books never felt formulaic. The first book felt like an adventure novel with loads of action. The second really honed in on the romance and internal struggles and trust issues. I love this. She says they communicate well and genuinely like each other, but as in real life, talking about problems once doesn't always solve everything instantly. The romance feels real and well earned. And I love that because, we talk about the difficulty, um, of having communication problems be the conflict, be that stands in the way of the happy ever after, that this never works out well. Because it could be really frustrating to the reader. It has to do with the reader feeling like they're smarter than the characters, and that doesn't go over. But it's true that people in the real world have communication problems. And I had a conversation with somebody about that Friday too, where it like turned out I had failed to communicate something really important. And, it's like, okay, so now we have to reset now that I have made myself more clear. And it's like sometimes we're not good at, especially when it comes to stuff about that's close to our hearts, that feels vulnerable and intimate. We're not always good at coming out and saying, this is how I feel, right? So let's see some more on here. So this is like my favorite part. She says, I loved Jadrin in Bonds of Magic and was really eager to learn more about him in Shadow Wizard. He is a perfect, or maybe perfectly unique, anti-hero/hero, all prickly snark that may or may not hide a heart of gold. I love the may or may not. Yeah, we were kind of joking about it on Facebook. Jadrin might like have a heart of brass. Brave, yet a hilariously terrible fighter, upfront about being a spy, yet so mysterious about any redeeming qualities he might possess. She says, I also love the way Kennedy draws her female characters like Nick. Sally is strong and assertive without ever coming off as shrill or edgy. She can give as well as she takes. Both FMCs, female main characters, have high emotional intelligence. I love that. So they communicate well, and their personal interactions move swiftly to banter or plot without annoying miscommunications or blowups. Unlike Nick and Gabriel, both Sally and Jadrin have childhood trauma they need to unwind. You have no idea. I love, for those of you who have read Shadow Wizard, I love that she put in there, you have no idea. But seriously, it would be a spoiler for me to reveal more. And she winds up, in short, Shadow Wizard is a phenomenal entry into an amazing series. There's a lot of story left to tell in this world, and it's lovely to see that Nick and Gabriel will remain integral players. It is rare to find an author who can truly balance both fantasy and romance. Kennedy has built an intriguing world with compelling characters. While Shadow Wizard does, I won't read that part. Um, she's already counting down to the next book. So I said I wasn't going to read you all of that, but then I did. Um, so that made me really happy. Corrine spotted that, assistant Corrine, and so yeah, that was really wonderful. And then the other exciting thing that happened on Friday is I got an email from a German publisher interested in translation rights for my self published work. And they asked to know, they said that they want to build up their fantasy romance catalog, and they wanted to know which of my catalog, my, I don't know if I mentioned it here, but Shadow Wizard was my 61st published title. Um, I've learned to say it that way, published title. So that includes like novellas and shorts. But isn't that amazing? 61st published title. And so in my massive catalog, they wanted to know which of my books were self-published, and which I love that somebody has to ask, right? Because that's part of the point, is that it should not be immediately obvious. And then for which had German rights available, which is all of them. My books have not yet been translated into German. So wouldn't that be cool if they wanted to acquire a whole bunch of my books? They were particularly interested in Bonds of Magic. The editor who wrote to me, I think, well, it doesn't matter. I don't remember what her job title is, but she said that that one looked particularly good. So happy cheer dance on that. Yeah, so that was just a great finish to the week, and I'm excited about writing my Sugar Plum novella, and I'm taking titles for that. If anyone's got a title suggestion, I love it when you all send me title suggestions. And I'm also getting back on schedule with writing with Dorinda this week. She's finally back from all of her travels. She got back last week, but like me, she was catching up on things like taxes and business, and paying attention to her husband. So we just decided we were almost going to do Friday, and it ended up like each day it was something else. Um, but then we were going to do Friday, and I said, or shall we just start fresh Monday? And she's like, we're going to start fresh Monday. So today is the day. I'm looking forward to talking with her again, and sort of getting back into our writing routine for October. And I'm here for the whole month. So getting that novella done, getting Bandits started, and then I go to World Fantasy Con in New Orleans, and I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't been to New Orleans for a long time, so hopefully the hurricanes will hold off. Um, Something that I've meant to mention on uh, Friday and then forgot until I got back inside and saw my list. Let me find this. So remember how I was talking about the the guy that pinged me for to review his book and was like talking in the plural, like calling himself like team whatever his series was, and trying to act like he was part of a publishing company and not self-publishing. And I was saying how this is not how you get reviews or blurbs from people, especially because uh, we had no prior contact, we had no connection, nothing. So then I get an email. What day was this? September 29th. Oh, so last Thursday. And I just can't even. So it came from Penguin Random House, from a publicist who actually did not give their name. It just says, hi there. I work at Penguin Random House. And given your appreciation of this book that I won't name, I wanted to share a book with you that I think you would love. Okay, now, first of all, the appreciation of the book that I will not name, I'm not naming because I didn't like that book. And I think what happened is that book was up for a Nebula Award. And I try to at least look at all of the finalists in the novel category. And in this case, they wouldn't just provide us with a copy of the book. I had to use like a NetGalley widget to download it. And this came to my email that I use for shopping, where like all the spam goes. And sorry, I'm just thinking about something else. I need to keep my mind on what I'm doing. Um, Other ways that I have not been communicating well. So anyway, it came to this email, which, typically I only get like notices from Amazon and people trying to sell me things on it, which I don't know, in a way, this is that, right? And so this, I think they just saw that I downloaded that book, and it's like, well, that doesn't mean I appreciated it, which in point of fact, I did not. And then this book doesn't look like anything like that book, but it's still not anything I read. And this whole hi there, so it's like sent, it's a mass email, people. And it says happy reading the book title team. What is with this? Like, we're not, like, not people anymore, we're just calling it the team. I'm the Bonds of Magic team, apparently. I do not like if I had my cane, I would be shaking at it for you kids to get off my lawn. um so then, so it goes on to pimp the book and all of this, and it says, if you're interested in dipping into the read, you can click on the below widget to download an early digital copy of this haunting new book. And if you like the book, we'd love to hear what you think. You can tag us at um, I don't even know what is this team that they're calling it. I don't know. Does it matter? I'm trying to figure out. Sorry if I'm babbling here. I could pause. No, that's all right. You can all listen to me babble. Okay, they're calling it One World at randomhouse.com, which has nothing to do with this book's title or the series, I really hope. So yeah, they're calling themselves the One World team. I don't know what One World is, and they're like, you can tag us at One World Books if you feel compelled. If you feel compelled, I feel like this was not good writing, to post online, to social media, Goodreads, or wherever books are reviewed. Happy reading. And then it says, in case you can't get enough of this book after finishing, check out our link tree or scan the below QR code for extra bonus content. And it's like, why are you spamming me with this? I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for the author. And what's funny though is I was bitching to Grace Draven about this, because that is a core part of our friendship. And she thought the book looks really interesting, and she's like, I could get it for free. And I'm like, yes, use the widget. So she downloaded it. So maybe this was effective after all. But who are we kidding? Grace never has time to read. So I don't know. I don't know. It's like, one of the few things that traditional publishers can do for us, that they can give us editing and the team to work on stuff so that we don't have to put our own money into stuff. But they're also supposed to be effective marketers, and they're just, this, to me, this is not effective marketing. Um, Please don't hate me, Penguin Random House, in case you decide to buy one of my books for a lot of money. But still, uh, I just don't feel like this is effective. I don't know. Change my mind, right? I hate that kind of thing, but maybe it is. I mean, because then Grace did want to read it, but it doesn't hit me right. So anyway, I'm going to go get to work on the holiday novella, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. You all take care. Bye bye.